They built 30 homes on my land. Not beside it, not near it, on it. And when I showed up with legal proof, I owned every inch of it. The HOA president laughed in my face. But Karen, I hope you're watching this, because I just cashed the check, $15 million. And your smug little HOA gone. I didn't even know I owned land until that call came in. Some dusty law firm I'd never heard of said my great-uncle left me something in his will. I barely knew the man. We shared mashed potatoes twice at family reunions. Thought he was just the quiet type. Turns out he was sitting on 50 acres of prime rural real estate. Just handed it down to me like a secret weapon. Took months to get the paperwork in order, and I didn't even bother visiting until nearly a year after he passed. Life was busy. I figured it was probably some overgrown farmland and maybe a shed full of squirrels. But when I pulled up to the GPS coordinates, I nearly drove straight into a cul-de-sac. No joke. There were sidewalks, sprinklers, minivans, and a "Welcome Home to Phase 3" sign staring me in the face. I thought maybe I got the location wrong. Checked the map, checked the deed, checked again. Nope, that's my land. And someone had built 30 very expensive houses on it. I followed the perfectly paved roads until I spotted what looked like a community office. I walked in, explained my situation, and showed my deed. The receptionist froze, just for a second, but you could tell she knew. She called in their HOA president, and that's when Karen strutted in. Pearls, blazer, perfect blonde bob, smile like a Stepford robot. She sat down across from me, and before I even got to page 2 of the deed, she cut me off. "That's not possible," she said. "This land was developed legally. You must be confused." I asked politely if she could show me their documentation. She refused, said the matter was settled years ago, told me not to harass the community with false claims. I walked out of that office fuming, not just because she was rude, but because she was wrong. And I wasn't about to let someone bulldoze my name just because she had a designer clipboard. I hired a real estate attorney the next day. Old school, sharp, no time for nonsense. He combed through county records, pulled surveys, and what he found? The developers had used the wrong survey. Or at least, that's what they claimed. My land was never sold. The taxes were still paid under my great-uncle's name. And then mine. Worse, they knew. Turns out, the development company had tried to reach my uncle while he was in hospice. When he didn't respond, they decided to just go ahead. Build anyway. Hide behind outdated survey lines. Classic, "we'll settle it later" arrogance. My attorney sent a formal letter. The HOA freaked. The developer called a meeting. And guess who showed up again with that same stiff smile? Karen. She didn't look so confident this time. Their lawyer tried to spin it, said they built in good faith. My lawyer shut that down real quick. You don't build 30 $500,000 homes without verifying the title. That's not faith. That's fraud with landscaping. Eventually, they offered me the market rate for undeveloped land. My lawyer leaned in and said, "But it's not undeveloped now, is it?" They choked on that one. So we made it simple. Either tear it all down and return the land to its natural state, or pay the full value of developed property, plus damages, plus legal fees, plus public acknowledgement. Oh, and one more thing. I wanted the entire HOA board gone, especially Karen. In the end, they caved. $15 million. HOA dissolved. New board elected. Insurance covered most of it, so the families kept their homes. And Karen? Well, I drove through once, just to see. She was loading boxes into her car, head down. Wouldn't even look at me. My great-uncle. I think he knew. I think he left me that land for a reason. Maybe to finally call out the kind of arrogance he'd put up with his whole life. Maybe just to watch it burn from the afterlife. You know, standing up for yourself doesn't always feel brave. Sometimes it feels exhausting. Sometimes it feels petty. But when someone steals from you, smiles in your face while doing it, there's only one thing left to say. Whose land is it now, Karen?